Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome back to our humble little home, which is actually undergoing two very major issues, which I completely ignored until now. The first issue I did touch on a little bit, to be fair, and that's that our sleeping area is currently slowly being poisoned by carbon dioxide. Now, it thankfully won't outright kill them or make them sick, but the simple fact is, when they're trying to get some sleep, they are currently losing oxygen and having to run up here to breathe, and then they go back to bed. And then run up here to breathe. It's making them very upset, needless to say, and so, what we're going to do now is build an extra bedroom here and convert this into something else. The main thing I'm thinking of is a water purification room, which will then connect to our main reservoir, which means then we can add a door here or a door here and have it all connected and lovely, since this will eventually become a mine shaft. The second issue I didn't even realise was a thing in this game until now, and that's that some items in the game generate heat. And as soon as I've said that, I'm sure some of you went, oh dear. And yes indeed, the way I found this out is that these two lovely plants here have died. And the reason why they've died is because these batteries are currently running at 126 degrees centigrade. That is very, very hot for anyone not using that particular system to measure heat. It's basically above the boiling point of water. This whole room is incredibly hot. Over here it is 33.2 degrees centigrade, and the plant itself is currently sitting at a very unhappy 33.4, thus, well, killing it. It simply died. Up here, the same issue is occurring, so by the looks of things, the game is following a fair bit of logic with temperature rising. This room, and this room are all very, very bad right now. And now I've said that, is there a temperature overlay? So there we go. This produces temperature, this does. Essentially, a lot of things are producing heat, which is very, very bad for us. And as you can see, it clearly rises. So what we need up here is a heat trap. We need to put all of our batteries, which are major contributors to the heat issue, and yes, I forgot that word just then, up here, which thankfully is still very close to the power room. Now, the power room itself isn't actually producing heat, but that's just because no one is currently using it. If we have a large room here, and then we use the mesh, it means the temperature can rise nice and happily all the way up here, and since no one's going to be up here, we can happily use the mesh and not really suffer because of the decor. So, first issue, I still think is the cots. The cots need to be moved so our poor fellows don't get sleep deprivation. The second issue, move everything upwards, which thankfully is actually going to be pretty easy. All we need to do is essentially, and then have this here, something like this. And then we add a ladder there as well, so let's ignore that one. Goodbye. Add a ladder, and then dig out all of this with the dig tool. Ta-da! And then we move everything else upwards. We can even have the power cable just going up the ladder, because we don't really care about the decor in this immediate area all that much. We can also make sure to dig out some of this while we're doing it to allow the heat from here as well to go upwards. Ooh, we do not want that bit there to be dug. No, bad. Actually, we might not want to go too highly at all, although we do want that copper ore. And we do want that coal. We don't want that sandstone to kill me, though. Or that sand, even. No. Okay, so cancel this line here to make things easier for ourselves, and we'll include an extra bit of ladder so we can work on getting that algae later with all that lovely oxygen, and then that's all good and well. Of course, the problem with this is that now oxygen is going to fill this room because it is indeed on top. So we are going to suffer a little bit because of that, but in the grand scheme of things, it's definitely worth it. But now, let's get to work doing this. We'll make sure to put this as our main priority. So let's dig out this area like so. We'll put some tiles up here and put them like so. Could we make this one... We could make this one lower, but I feel like that would look a bit weird. But at the same time, I don't like the fact I've just got this random line of dirt. We are going to end up having to make a new world eventually, because this game doesn't seem to have any true renewability at the end. It's just how many cycles can you survive. It seems like that's the main goal at the moment, although I may be very incorrect. Feel free to tell me if there is indeed ways of living forever in this game. At the same time, though, this space here does make it easier to run water to there once we add our lavatories. Okay, I think I'll cancel this tiling for now, but we'll still dig out that same area, and then we'll put some cots in. We won't destroy these cots until we have new ones, and maybe we should dig a bit further, actually, so cancel you. That's water, that's granite, okay, that won't fall in. I know that slime has some really weird properties in that it can simply fall off sides of things, not just like sand which falls down. I have seen that happen a few times. Maybe it's my mind playing tricks on me, very, very possible, but it does seem to be the case. But for now, we'll do that, and then we'll put some paintings up, and maybe we'll go one higher so we can do that a bit easier. Yeah, the paintings are actually going to be an issue. Fine, we'll have it one higher. Then for now we can put some of these lovely algae terrariums down here. Since our lovely fellows are making carbon dioxide, we may as well have that there. All good? Okay, oh yeah, okay, priority system, maximum, here. Sleeping conditions first. Heat problem second. Now I could make a new person, but since it does seem like how many cycles you can survive is a big thing in this game, having more people right now just won't benefit us. It's going to use up food faster, it's going to drain the oxygen faster, all the requirements, without really all that much need for extra hands. We don't need more people yet. And we're going to have to clean up things constantly. I should also mention, the reason why I'm making this gas permeable, because of course that does mean we're allowing the oxygen to go all the way up here, is because it does seem like the permeable stuff allows heat through faster, because the oxygen itself, or the carbon dioxide itself, whichever, does carry heat with it. Which does mean that you could potentially move heat downwards using carbon dioxide. I'm not too sure how the temperature system actually works, but it does seem like that's the case, because as you can see, the heat does leak through the ladder section and the gas permeable section, actually quite obviously if you look at this, but it doesn't go through the regular tile. So even if it isn't carried by the gas itself, it still seems like the gas permeable tiles allows heat through faster, which certainly makes sense. Now I've just thought of something. When it comes to the water refinement room, what we're going to want is something a little bit closed off, depending on how that actually works. So let's have a quick look-see. Refinement water purifier uses sand to purify contaminated water. Oh, okay, so it just has an inlet and an outlet, which means it won't produce the poison itself, or at least I certainly hope so, which means that could actually go here. Ooh, maybe that would be the best idea. Building it inside of the reserve would mean we just have a pipe sticking out, which we then attach to the contaminated section and the pump whenever. The pipe goes into the reserve, it does its deed, and then it drops the clean water over here. That would make sense. Ah, carbon dioxide building up over here. Well, that makes a lot of sense, annoyingly. All the more reason we definitely need the algae terrariums. Let's speed up time a bit. That's curious. Apparently right now we are actually producing enough oxygen. A moment ago it said we wasn't. That's actually a little bit weird. Okay. Still need them over here regardless though, just a couple of terrariums. Until we sort out our gas issue using the pipes. Cycle report 20 is ready. Ah, they're all going to sleep down there and they're all going to die from carbon dioxide. Well, not die exactly, but not really be in a good place. As you can see, they're all going to get interrupted sleep, which means they'll be very, very upset tomorrow. We need to move the cots. Even if it's not permanent, we need to move them. And I should have done that yesterday. I don't know why I didn't just move them first and move them up here, for instance, which has loads of oxygen, or even down here. Pretty much anywhere but here, actually, would have worked. Even in here is better than where they were. Oh, how many of you have had a broken day? Holding breath. Oh, no, you weren't interrupted. That's surprising. How many of you were not... Now, you were. Okay. So at least one of you was, and that's already bad enough. It is a really bad thing to have that. It's still bad up here for now, but as the carbon dioxide goes down, oxygen goes up, it'll get better and better in here. And like I say, we do need more of the terrariums over here, because all the oxygen is currently too concentrated. And until I get a gas system sorted out, which I will do soon, it's just going to get worse. So, let's deconstruct the cots. Okay, and then put some new ones in here. Like so. No. Bad. I want you all next to each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good. And what we want then is the top ones to be our main priority. That can happen whenever. We do actually need this to occur because people over here are probably overheating. Surprised you're not, actually, considering the room itself is, wow, scorchingly hot. Let's see. Temperature. Body temperature. Okay. You seem to actually be able to stand that, surprisingly. I'm sure it must cause stress becoming overheated. If it doesn't, then that's something which is going to be added later on in the beta. I'm surprised he wasn't suffering from it then, but I am happy to see that because it means this can take a back seat, which is nice. Getting everything done in the correct order, of course, is very, very important. The most important stuff going first is rather important. And how on earth did I manage to mess that up so much? No, you're good. You can stay there. Everything's fine. Try again. There we go. Lovely. Now build those cots. It seems like upping the efficiency of these using the lamp is really good. We're not even burning that much algae. I mean, seriously, we still have so much algae, it's hardly going down. Which is good, because it's not renewable. At least, I can't see a way to get more from nothing. We can turn slime into algae, but even slime will eventually go away, and it's filled with all this lovely poison everywhere. So that's not really great. So, although we do need to be very careful with it, and that's why I will be adding a ceiling lamp there, so we can definitely build it. Where's power? If I was power, I'd be right here. Oh, hello, power. I will also be adding a couple more terrariums. Just to make sure everywhere's nice and good for oxygen. Now, the problem with the terrariums is they use... well, they drain more carbon dioxide than they give you oxygen, which does mean they reduce the air pressure. That's why over here has loads of grams, and over here has very little in the air. That's not really too much of our concern right now. It's only really a concern in rooms like this with plants which do need a certain amount. They need a certain pressure. Let's prioritize you. Now, I am putting down some power cables here and here, because eventually we do need to sort out the pumps and everything, like I was saying earlier. And I have no idea how that works, by the way. I will learn. Insufficient oxygen generation. Your colony has produced 113.4 kilograms of oxygen. Your duplicants have consumed 115. Oh, that's nothing. The difference is very small there. And now that we're adding these two, and very soon also adding the new ceiling lamp there, that should be equaling out very, very soon. We're basically on the borderline already. So that's pretty darn good. Prioritize and do this next. Then we need some bits of creativity over here. Is it in furniture or is it in decor? Of course it's in decor. How silly of me. What's the range on these things? It's 6, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so they both overlap. And then we can put one here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we almost had that perfectly symmetrical all by itself. I'm sorry, but someone's going to have to dig a bit of dirt out. Also, we should really remove that piece of ladder. It's just getting in the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good, good, good. Oxygen is now all good again. Since we have these being all lovely and efficient, which is exactly what I wanted to see. And that will remove the carbon dioxide from down here and start producing oxygen, which will go up to here. Wonderful. I'm tempted to block this off a little bit to slow the rate of the gas movement, just so it traps it in here a bit more. Maybe soon. But first, dig all that out. Yeah, what we really need is one of these up here to increase the pressure. Just make sure there's a lot of oxygen up here. It's not so much that there's carbon dioxide now, it's just that there's just not enough oxygen. I mean, these are helping. One thing I forgot to mention is that I have now added the air deodorizer, and as you can see, we no longer have any poisonous oxygen up here, so well done! We've also got a load of clay from this. I have no idea what we use clay for, but still pretty darn happy with that. So up here is no longer toxic for the people working up here to make fertilizer, which means people should start being a little bit more happy again as well. Right now the happiness is across the board not great, and that's because of the lack of creativity everywhere, and the lack of oxygen, and the overheating. It's not been a particularly good few days for our fellows. And now we can make a new research. We need this. Why is it idle? Oh, because we need the lesser one. Okay, all is good then. All is well. Can someone please dig this up? The happiness. Oh, the happiness. One of our fellows is getting very, very unhappy, and one of the big reasons is sadly because of the interrupted sleep. So what we need to do, just as a bit of a last-ditch effort, is to add a massage table. Yes, indeed. We're going to make people very, very happy. So let's make it out of sandstone, because we have far, far too much of it. Oh, that's interesting. The granite actually gives a slight decor bonus. Plus 0.20, whereas sandstone is plus 0.10. Does it really matter where this goes? Put it next to the toilet. No, let's put it here, next to the glowy light thing. That'll do. It also counts as being lit, which makes people happy. And now, I think, with our priority system, they should be building this very, very soon, unless, if I made these 9s, these should all be sorted. Which they are. Ah, as you can see, they have actually started. Fantastic. So next we can sort out our heat issue before it kills more plants. A new day, and although still very, very stressed, you no longer have the interrupted sleep, which means hopefully today you will de-stress a little bit. And if not, well, we do have the massage table very soon, which I'm sure you will be very happy with. Massage table. Oh, do we just, like, use it? Let's see. Do that thing. Oh, it's automated. Well, aren't you a happy one? It had a minus stat, didn't it? Like, every so many seconds it takes away so much percentage stress. Hopefully very soon, because you were really stressed. Oh no, it's not you anymore. It's swapped to... No, it wasn't you anyway. Oh no, I got the names mixed up. This one. Same hairdo. I got them two mixed up. Go, go, go. Here we go. Straight away losing a percentage. Okay, you'll be happy enough soon. I'll be honest, I kind of want one of these. Excellent work. Well, maybe since that's going to be the new happy section for now. Oh, I forgot. We need to open up new research. I had done that one, so now we have access to the thermoregulator and hydrofan. God, we still have so much more to do. Right now, we're just basic base changing, but soon we have far more complex things to do. Don't you worry, lovely fellows. For now, build that one. Do that thing. You go away, please. No, no. Science, go away. No. Ah, science is haunting me. Thank you. Thermoregulator cools the gas piped through it, but outputs heat in its immediate vicinity. So... Oh, so you're quite an obvious one, wouldn't it? We pipe out oxygen here, take away the heat, into a secluded room, which we eventually completely board up. The oxygen pipe then goes back to the same room, or another room nearby, nice and cool. A hydrofan dissipates a small amount of heat. Does that just mean... Okay, this can sound silly. Dissipate. That would mean spread, right? It wouldn't mean remove. Right? Right. Maybe. Okay, you're being far too happy there. We still have work to do, you know. Hey, all these are done. Good. I would like another statue, like a statue there. Or a statue. Ah, that's what we'll do. Put a statue next to it. Decor. Sculpting rock. Sculpting rock. Do those, creative people. That's going to be creepy, watching you as you sleep, but either way, it'll be good for everyone. Everyone's sleeping well. No one dying from lack of oxygen. Surprisingly rare in this colony. I really need to pay more attention to our food. I keep on forgetting I have to manually harvest these things. It is incredibly annoying. Is there any way we can perhaps harvest automatically? Doesn't seem like it. Does seem like it's one of these things I have to keep on going back to. Which does make sense. It's just a little bit annoying. Also, yeah, running out of water here, and that is carbon dioxide. That's a lot of carbon dioxide. And a lot of algae, which is fantastic. And people are getting sad again, and I think I know why. Hello, did you get interrupted? Yeah, I don't know what happened to her. She just randomly woke up and went to the toilet. So it does seem like sometimes they just need to go to the toilet in their sleep. And then they do. And it wakes them up. And they don't like it. I don't blame them, but there's nothing I can really do about that. The batteries are now placed up top, so let's deconstruct this last one. Say goodbye, Mr. Battery. And then all of our power is being stored up here. And thus, all of our heat should also be stored up here, especially if heat is going up naturally anyway. Which should also slowly work for things over here, but less so than this little pillar of stuff we've got here, which honestly is our main working area anyway. We have our science area, which produces heat, we have our electric room, which produces heat, and then we have our storage, which is now at the top, which produces heat. So I'm hoping this will act as a heat trap properly. And then we don't even need to do all the heating stuff. Yay! The easy way around things. It's the best way. Now that everything seems to be mostly in order, we can look at new things, expanding our influence, and ultimately just getting some more interesting stuff done. And the first thing I would like to look at is the hand sanitizer. Produces a sanitizing gel to remove the dirty hands effect from duplicants. Duplicants will only use the hand sanitizer before eating a meal, and I believe that makes them happier whilst they're eating and less chance of getting sick. Now the problem is, we do have the raw metal in the form of copper ore, but we do not have the bleach stone, which I assume is what actually makes the hand sanitizer itself. And I have no idea how we get bleach stone. Like really, I haven't seen anything like that yet. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, so found some pretty stuff, but still no bleach stone. This may take a while, and perhaps I simply won't find it. Which is the sad thing. So, other things to reduce stress. We have the lavatory, and we have the shower. The shower removes dirty hands and grimy, although it does produce contaminated water, which is very, very bad indeed. We then also have the lavatory, which takes away water and once again produces contaminated water. That's actually, weirdly enough, that's actually better than I thought it was, because I would rather be producing contaminated water that we can sort out later than simply losing the water full stop. They do produce heat. Now that's something I really should have looked into when I was building my other things, and then everything would have been better. Now the shower actually increases decor, which is a weird thing. Technically speaking, we should put it right here. That's just odd. Either way though, lavatory, what else does it require? Liquid intake, liquid outtake. Okay. So what we'll do is we will remove this one here. And then let's do a bit of digging here. And then we can put a pump in our main reserve to pump out water. Then we can pump the poisonous water somewhere else, and that somewhere else will be where we do all the cleaning of water from now on. And then actually that's fantastic, because that means every time we get into a new section with contaminated water, all we need to do is put down the pump and attach a pipe into the system we've already got going. Yes. 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 That makes complete sense to me. However, I am afraid I am all out of time for today's episode, and I know it's a little bit crappy that we are leaving before making our first lavatory, but we are all out of time. So thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Oxygen Not Included is a series you would like to see continued in the future. In the next episode, we begin working with water. We'll start pumping it around, we'll start cleaning the neighbouring areas, which means we have access to all this lovely, lovely slime, which means we get more algae, and everything is going well. We also need to start working on things like... Where are you? It's not in plumbing, is it? Oh, maybe it is. Okay, so we have things like the gas pumps and such, but we can also have essentially ways of stopping gas flow entirely, which is what we want to do as soon as we start leaving this section, so we don't accidentally allow in contaminated oxygen. We just need our people to be out there for long enough to put down a pump and then run back. And then we need to heal them. Now, healing them is actually pretty simple. We have the medical cot. That's all, and apparently the wounded people actually healed by themselves anyway. So that should be absolutely fine, as long as they're not out there for too long. We can easily get all that stuff set up without endangering our entire oxygen production. So thank you so much for watching again, and goodbye. Next time, poop.